Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? Please respond to me, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Am I audible? As my screen is visible to all of you guys, please confirm to me. Everybody, please respond to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Questions box. Message one. Yeah. All right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session, what topic here we completed there in the last class. All right, sir. Now, any of your new members today? Right, sir. If you are new members, now please try to take this link. Daily classroom notes is available here. Just try to take one image or pick whatever it may be. This in this link only you are able to get the daily classroom notes. Every day I'm typing the notes that you are able to get through this link only. Okay. And all of you are having Google Classroom. Have you joined with that? Any of you are not yet joined with Google Classroom? How many of you are not aware about Google Classroom? Please raise your hands. We already created that, right? Just 1 minute of time. Okay. Then open your mobile phones. In your mobile phones, just go to the Play Store. Do it. All right. Go to the Play Store. And Play Store, search for Classroom app. Classroom app. Google Classroom app. Okay, either Classroom or Google Classroom, you can do that. Okay, try to install it. Install it. After the installation, it will ask you a join class option. We have to select. In a join class option, we have to enter this code. Whatever the code here I given there, this code here we have to enter. Or else, if it is taking somewhat time to install your app now, try to take this code in our notes or try to take image. Enter that code. Automatically will be joined with our Google Classroom. Instantly, if you want to send some messages to you or if I want to talk with you, anything, so then this will be the best channel. So far I have not sent any message to you, but wait few more days of time, then I will start my conversation. Okay. On moment you are able to get the notification on our mobile phone when I submit any post to you, any Java related article or anything else. If I want to share with you, or if you want to give some details about our class or timings or maybe something else, if you want to do anything, if you want to have some conversation with you, this is the best channel. On minutes, on in the form of seconds, we are able to receive my message. Clear? Right, sir. Now let's move on to the content. We are discussing the status of our topic is like what there. What topic here we are discussing actually, if you observe this. So introduction topic here we started. In that introduction part, overall 5 topics are available. What are the 5 topics there? Java history, differences between Java and others, Java features, Java naming conventions, Java programming format. Where Java history That part already completed. Now we are discussing about differences between Java and others. Still it is a part of introduction only, fundamental class only. Of course, for this I will take backup classes, don't worry. Up to now, whatever the concepts we completed there, I will take backup classes. Not only that, we are providing video support to all of you, so we can check through that videos also there. So no need to wait for these backup classes. Okay? Then in the differences between Java and others, almost all 9 number of differences here we are having. Out of all the 9 number of differences, how many differences here we completed here? Right, sir. How many differences here we completed? If you observe this, almost all 4 or 5 differences I completed. Remaining 4 more differences are remaining here that we are going to understand. This is status here. If I complete these differences between Java and others, I'll start with Java features, Java naming conventions, and Java programming format. Okay. All right, sir. 1 minute. Yeah, those who are in online, just I'm going to I'm sharing that code to you through GoToWebinar app. All right, now try to take this. Already I shared that. Right, sir. I shared it, or else maybe already you have this URL for the notes. Open the notes, just copy this port. That's enough. Automatically you are able to get it. Whatever the URL I give in there, now try to copy this and open this document. There we can copy this code, classroom code. Okay. Right, sir. It's okay. Now let's move on to the point. All right, sir. Yesterday's class, if we observe what we completed in the last session now, pointers are required in C and C++, but pointers are not required in Java. That is the point here, what you are understanding. Pointer is a variable. It is able to store address locations of the data structures, where the data structures may be a variable or an array or a structure or another pointer variable. Next one is, in general, pointer variables are recognized and initialized at the time of compilation. Why pointer variables not exist in Java? Why they are not available? Why pointers do not exist in Java? Pointer variables require static memory allocation, but Java is following dynamic memory allocation. Pointer variables are supported by the static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Pointer variables are very much suitable in the platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Pointer variables will provide lesser security, but Java is a very good secure programming language. They are the reasons here we are given there. Then immediately we are getting a question. What are the differences between pointer variables and reference variables? The answer is very clear. Pointer variables are available in C and C++, whereas reference variables are available in Java. Pointer variables are able to refer a block of memory by storing address locations, but reference variables are able to refer a block of memory, that is object, by storing object's reference value, where reference value is the hexadecimal form of the hash code, where hash code is an unique identity provided by the heap manager in the form of an integer value. Understand it clearly? All right, sir. So hash code is not address location, a reference value is not address location, a reference variable is not storing any address location. So address location related manipulations are not possible in the case of Java. Pointer variables require static memory allocation and which are supported by the static programming languages and platform dependent programming languages. The reference variables require dynamic memory allocation and which are supported by the dynamic programming languages and platform independent programming languages. Then after that, I given some story. Then how? Right, sir. I given some information like what information here I given there. Right, all of you understand it clearly. and how reference variable is created in our content. That point here are given there. Now all of you understand it clearly. I've taken pointer variable like this. Now this is a story about pointer variable. Int a is equal to 200 into star p is equal to ampersand scale. When we compile this one, block of memory will be created with 2 bytes. Into star p, p is a address, that means a variable stores address location. Memory is created for it. Ampersand is a address of the a 1010 that we assign to p variable. So p is having 1010 address location. So this is pointer variable. Next one is what their class. That means this is about pointer variable. A reference variable, how it is created here now. First we have taken class here. Then after that object creation statement here we have taken a small a is equal to new a constructor. Then immediately when JVM execute this one, JVM will send a request to the heap manager about to create an object. Heap manager will create the required block of memory. When object is created, one identity is created for this object in the form of an integer value. That identity is called as what the hash code of the object. That hash code value will be taken by heap manager. Heap manager will submit the hash code value to the JVM. JVM is converting the hash code value to what their hexadecimal form. Hexadecimal form of hash code is what their reference value. Reference value is assigned to a variable. That variable is called as what their reference variable. In that way here we are getting like what their reference variable and all the content clearly. Is that all of you are getting it or not? So this is the story about like what they how reference variable is created. Then after this, these are the points here we understood about this particular content here. No, that's okay, fine. Pointer variables and reference variables are also be completed. Now let's move on to the fifth one here. Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Try to recognize this clearly. All of you observe carefully. Before going to understand whether multiple inheritance is possible or not possible in Java, before that, first we have to understand what is multiple inheritance. Before this, we have to understand what is an inheritance, from where this inheritance is coming. All these points here we have to understand. See, understand the point now. First of all, tell me, all of you now tell me, Java is an object-oriented programming language. Am I right? Java is an object-oriented programming language. How can you say that Java is an object-oriented programming language? And before that, which programming language is an object-oriented programming language? I'll give some clarity. Try to understand it clearly now. If any programming language is able to represent the data in the form of objects as per the object oriented features. If any programming language is able to represent the data in the form of objects as per the object oriented features, then the programming language is called an object oriented programming language. Right, sir? Now try to understand it again. What's the point I said to you? If any programming language is able to represent the data in the form of objects, object is a memory block where we are going to store the data, we are going to read the data, we are going to update the data, we are going to delete the data. These many things here we are going to perform. But how we are going to perform these many operations? No. In C also we are doing the same. In C++ also we are doing the same. In Java also we are doing the same. But in a C programming language, the way of representing the data is different. In Java, the way of representing the data is different. In Java, the way of representing the data is as per the object-oriented features. The way of representing the data in the form of objects is as per what the object-oriented features. There are some rules and regulations to represent the data or to perform operations with the data. They are nothing but what their object-oriented features. As per this only, the data, that means the data operations are going to be performed. That's why I said to you, if any programming language is able to represent the data in the form of objects as per the object-oriented features, then the programming language is called an object-oriented programming language. Everybody understand my point clearly? It's okay. Now it's completed here now. But what are the various object-oriented features here? Now, as per the object-oriented features only we said there, but what are the various object-oriented features now? Understand it clearly. There are seven numbers of object-oriented features to represent the data. There are seven number of object-oriented features. There are seven numbers of object-oriented features. What are the seven numbers of object-oriented features here? First one is, we can understand class. First one is like what there, class, and the second one is like what there, object. Then after this, encapsulation. Then after that, abstraction. Next one is what there, inheritance. Next one is what there, polymorphism. Right. Last one is what there, message passing. Right, sir. Understand it clearly. There are seven numbers of object-oriented features. What are the various object-oriented features here we are having there? Class, object, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and what next one here? No, message passing. These are all object-oriented features what you are having clearly. Out of these seven number of object-oriented features, observe carefully. Four features are the most important object-oriented features. That means powerful object-oriented features. What are the powerful object-oriented features from this list now? Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, these are four powerful object-oriented features. All right, out of these, what is our present requirement now? At present, what we need to understand here? Inheritance. Why? Because to understand why multiple inheritance is not possible, first we have to understand what is an inheritance. After that, we are going to understand what is multiple inheritance. After that, we are going to understand why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. These many reasons are available. Now, understand it now. Inheritance. What is the meaning of inheritance? Let us understand it clearly. Inheritance. All of you observe carefully. In object-oriented programming languages, put more concentration. In object-oriented programming languages, programming code we are going to write in the form of classes. In OOPS, everywhere we are going to write the code in the form of what there? Classes and interfaces like this. For your understanding purpose, I am telling to you, class student, understand it clearly. Class employee, class account, like this, in the form of like what their classes, we are going to write the code. Yes, all of you are following my point now? In general, not in the case of Java, in the case of C++, in every object-oriented programming, programs, coding parts will be provided in the form of like what their classes. Classes are representing a group of elements. Group representation is nothing but what their class. You're all students, class student. We are all employees, class employee. Accounts are available, class account. Customers are available, class customer. Products are available, class product. A category, simply speaking, a category representation is nothing but what there? A class. In object orientation, we will discuss more about it, but time being understand it now. Class is a group representation. Class is what there? A group representation. That's it, not more than that. All right, sir. Just please remember this point clearly. But here, after understanding the class, the basic awareness on this class now, what is inheritance? What is inheritance? What is the meaning of this inheritance? If you have to this, answer is very clear. It is a relation between classes. Fundamentally, we are going to write programming in the form of classes. But between the classes, I need to define some relationship, where one of the relationship is what their inheritance. Inheritance is one of the relation between classes, but what it will provide, what it will do, it is a relation between classes. It will bring or it will provide variables and methods from one class to another class. It will bring or it will provide variables and methods from one class to another class. In one class we will declare variables and methods that we can reuse in the another classes. That means it will bring variables and methods from one class to another class. Right, observe carefully. Here in inheritance, in inheritance, the class which is providing variables and methods to some other classes is called a superclass or parent class or base class. But these many terminologies are available in Java. Official terminology is what their superclass. Official terminology is what their superclass. Understand it clearly. In inheritance, the class which is providing variables and methods to some other classes is called as what their superclass or parent class or base class. Understand my point here? Then one more point here I'm telling to you, try to recognize this point here clearly. In inheritance, the class which is providing variables and methods, sorry, the class which is getting, not providing, the class which is getting variables and methods from a particular superclass, is called a subclass or child class, or what next one can know, derived class or child class or derived class. Right, sir? Now try to understand it clearly. The class which is providing variables and methods is called as what their superclass. The class which is getting variables and methods, the class is called as what their subclass. Understand it clearly now. In Java, the terminology is what their superclass, subclass. In C++, the terminology is what their base class and derived class. Parent class and child class is a in general terminology in all the object-oriented programming. In general terminology, parent class and child class. Even in Java also, in some situations, I'm able to say it's a parent class. In some other situation, I may say this is like what their child class. But officially in Java, the terminology was provided. That is what their superclass, subclass. Superclass is what their parent class. Subclass is what their child class. Understand it clearly now? Okay, fine. This is exactly the meaning of what their inheritance. But still I have a question. What is the advantage of inheritance in the case of Java? Not only in the case of Java, in every object-oriented programming, what is the advantage of inheritance? Right, exactly. The main advantage of the inheritance is code reusability. The main advantage of the inheritance is what their code reusability. Sir, all forget my point or not? The main advantage of the inheritance is what their code reusability. Getting clarity? What is the point here I'm telling there? The main advantage of the inheritance is what their code reusability. Everybody understand the point clearly? What I'm telling you know? That's okay, fine. Code reusability is an advantage here. How, sir? How code reusability is an advantage of this inheritance? No? One superclass. For example, it is almost all equal to the relation between parent and child. Parent has some properties. In general, example I'm telling to you. Parent has what there? Some properties. Say for example, your parent has 1 crore rupee, for example. 1 crore. Of course, more than 1 crore is a different story. 1 crore, more than 1 crore. IT department will come, right? Right, sir. Anyway, whatever it may be. So 1 crore or more than 1 crore. That's the cash, liquid cash. Next one is 100 acres of land. Your father has some real estate business. or some business. Understand it now. Who is the next responsible person after your father? Your father is a primary. Then who is the next responsible person for all these things? Child only. Child only. Understand my point here? So the point is what? Whatever the properties, whatever the like what I'm there, money and whatever the things which are earned by your parent, automatically they will be available to you or not? Automatically the properties and cash and everything will come to you or not? Okay, as you are the responsible person. Then what is your job here? What is your job? You want to keep that money, 100 crores of money in Almaran, just every day you want to pray for God, no? Please God, try to increase my money. Try, like this, you want to pray to God, no? No, then we are reusing that money to get more money or not? Think in positive way. Just we are getting that money from your parents. We are going to consume that money in our business or not? Whether we are going to get profits or losses is secondary. But first of all, we are reusing your parent money or not? That is the meaning of like what their reusability. That's the meaning of like what their reusability. In a super class, if I declare variables and methods that I can reuse in my subclasses. Without a redeclaration, we can reuse that superclass members inside the subclasses. For example, I have one superclass. Number of subclasses are available. I may declare my properties and behaviors only one time in my superclass. But all subclasses, 10 subclasses are available. All 10 subclasses can reuse the data. All 10 subclasses can reuse that information, that properties and behaviors, that variables and methods. So this is the meaning of like what their reusability. Sir, all of you get my point or not? All right, sir. Just leave this one. So I think it's very simple to understand. It's not like any difficulty. Right. The main advantage of inheritance is what there? Code reusability. Okay, completed. After this, how many types of inheritances are available? How many types of inheritances are available? That we have to understand clearly. Now understand this now. How many types of inheritances are available here? If you observe this, initially there are two types of inheritances. Initially there are two types of inheritances. What are the two types of inheritances initially? First one is single inheritance. First one is what there? Single inheritance. Second one is what there? Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Two types of inheritances, no? First one is what there? Single inheritance. And second one is what there? Multiple inheritance. Right. One more point I'm telling you. On the basis of the above, two types of inheritances, there are three more inheritances. What are the three more inheritances here? We can understand. The next one is like what there? Multi-level inheritance. Second one is what there? Hierarchical inheritance, multi-level inheritance. Next one is a hierarchical inheritance, and the third one is hybrid inheritance. Third one is what there? Hybrid inheritance. Overall, how many types are available? 5 types. First, initially 2 types are available. Later on the basis of these 2 types, no, 3 more inheritances are defined. But here, my requirement is like what there? Understanding what is multiple inheritance. I don't require all the remaining inheritances. No. In object orientation, there is a separate topic for us. In object orientation, inheritance is a separate topic. There we will discuss about all the points. No. But here my point is what? Multiple inheritance. I need to discuss that. So because of that reason, first of all, I need to start with single inheritance. After that, I will go with multiple inheritance. There I will understand what is the drawback with this multiple inheritance. There we can understand the drawback with what there? Multiple inheritance. All right, so now let's understand it. Single inheritance. What is the meaning of single inheritance? Observe carefully. Single inheritance. Everybody put more concentration. Almost we are coming close to the conclusions. It is a relation between classes. It's the relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods. It will provide variables and methods from only one superclass. Yeah, this is the condition. From how many superclasses? No, only one superclass. Two, one or more number of subclasses or more number of subclasses. It's the relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from only one superclass to one or more subclasses. Simple point. It will bring variables and methods from only one parent class to one or more number of subclasses, child classes. Right. This is exactly the meaning of what that single inheritance. Java doesn't support single inheritance. As Java is supporting single inheritance. Java is not getting any problem with the single inheritance. All of you recognize clearly what I'm telling you. Right, sir? Now try to understand it clearly. Java does support what there single inheritance. It's okay. Now it is completed. After this, what is the next point here I'm telling there? I want to show in a diagrammatic manner how single inheritance is going to be happen. I want to show this. Say for example, this is class A. Of course, I'm taking, to simplify the diagram, I'm taking only one subclass, but in place of single subclass, we can take any number of subclasses. Okay. All right. So now here, I'm telling you clearly, this is my class A, that is superclass. And this is like what there, class B, subclass. Between this superclass and subclass, there is a relationship. Inheritance is represented in the form of an arrow, upward arrow. Right, sir? To represent this inheritance, Java has provided a separate keyword. That keyword is what there? Extends keyword. Extends keyword is representing inheritance relation. In a class A, superclass. In a class A, superclass. For example, I'm going to declare int I is equal to 10. Void M1 method. Method here we provide it. Now observe carefully. Now here inside this method, some X implementation is available. Some code, X code is available. These are about like for their variables and methods that we declared in a class A superclass. Yes, sir, got it or not? Extends relation. I variable and M1 method both we declared in superclass. That we can reuse in the subclasses. That we can reuse in the subclasses. Now inside the class B, I'm going to use like what there I is equal to I plus 10. Then what next one can know? M1 method call. All of you observe carefully. I is equal to I plus 1. That means utilizing I variable. M1 method call we provided. That is what they're accessing M1 method. That means reusing M1 method. Initially, I variable, M1 method, both we declared in which class? No, superclass. But where we are using them, we are using them inside what their subclass. So this is the meaning of what? Reusability. In place of this class B, we can take 10 number of subclasses. In all 10 number of subclasses, we can reuse the properties and behaviors of the superclass. We can reuse the properties and behaviors of the superclasses. All of you understand it clearly what I'm telling you. Right, so now this is exactly the meaning of like what there. This is exactly the meaning of like what there, single inheritance. This is supported in Java. Java doesn't have any problem with this single inheritance. It's a fair. It's supported inside the Java. It's not getting any problem. It's not giving any confusion. Right, sir. Leave this one here. That's okay, fine. Next one is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Next one. What is this multiple inheritance? What's the meaning of this multiple inheritance? This is our required point here. Try to understand it clearly. Right. Multiple inheritance. The same definition as the relation between classes, as the relation between classes It will provide variables and methods from, observe carefully. In the case of single inheritance, what we provided here, it will provide variables and methods from only one superclass. It will provide variables and methods from more than one superclass. There is a condition again here. More than one superclass. How many parents here? More than one parent. More than one superclass to one or more subclasses. One or more subclasses. So here there is no condition on number of subclasses, but there is a condition on what their number of superclasses. It's the relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from more than one superclass to one or more subclasses. This is the meaning of like what their multiple inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance. Why it is not supporting multiple inheritance? We are going to understand it. First of all, let me show diagrammatically what is multiple inheritance. Let me show diagrammatically what is this multiple inheritance. Now see this one. For example, now this is like what their class A, and this is like what their class B. Two classes here we have taken. These are super classes. One single subclass here I have taken here to simplify our diagram. All right, now here I want to define inheritance relation between all the classes. Here I provided some inheritance relationship here. Upward arrows only here we have to provide. This is one thing. Like this here we provided. Now inside this, I want to provide, this is like what their class A, and this is like what their class B. Now here I want to say this is like what their class C. Now here the relationship between all of them is what their extends. Now understand it clearly, all of you know. Here int I is equal to 10, void M1 method. There we are having X implementation. It's okay. This is class A, superclass data. Now inside this class B, int J is equal to 20, void M2 method. Now here Y implementation. Now close this. This is another one. Int I is equal to 10, void M1 method. Int J is equal to 20, void M2 method. Here we have taken Y implementation here, and here we are getting like what their X implementation. Now in class C, all of you guys observe carefully. In class C, what we are doing there, understand it clearly. C is a child class for class A and class B. So C can reuse all variables and methods of both the superclasses. Now tell me, in a class C, how many variables are available? Two variables are available. I and J both are available. Both are coming from superclasses. As C is a child class. How many methods are available here? Two methods are available here. What are the two methods here? No, M1 method, and what next one here? No, M2 method. These two methods are existed here. So now here the point is what there? I is equal to I plus 10 I can use. J is equal to J plus 10 here we can use. Now here we can call M1 method. There we can call like what there? M2 method. This is a meaning of inheritance. Declare variables and methods in superclass, but access them in the respective subclasses. That's it. Now this is a clear-cut information about like what their inheritance. That is multiple inheritance here we provided clearly. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Multiple inheritance. That's okay. Now here, what I'm telling there, Java does not support this multiple inheritance. Java does not support this multiple inheritance. But why Java does not support multiple inheritance? What is the reason for it? No? Why Java does not support multiple inheritance? Now we are going to understand this point clearly. Right, sir? All of you observe carefully. Again, here I want to repeat the same diagram, same representation, but understand the point now. This is superclass A. This is superclass B. This is subclass C. In between these two, we have inheritance. Right, sir. In between these two, we have what their inheritance. So upward arrow here we have to use to represent inheritance. in both the cases. Now here what we are getting there, then what we are getting there. Now here I want to provide some content here. Now this is like for their class A. Now this is like what I'm telling there, class B. Then after this is like what I'm telling to you, class C. Okay, here the relationship is like what there, extends relation. Now here all of you observe carefully. Now in a class A superclass, int I is equal to 10, void m1 method. Inside this m1 method, what implementation is available? X implementation like this. This is class A superclass details. Class B is a different class, not related with class A. Class A, class B are what? They're two different classes. In two different classes, we can declare same variables. We can declare same methods in two different classes. Now in class B, int I is equal to 20, same variable, I variable with a different value. Void m1 method, same method with a different implementation. All of you understand my point here? In both the superclasses, I declared same variable with different values. In both the superclasses, I declared same variable with two different values, same method with two different implementations. When we come to the child class, now tell me, child class is able to access both the superclass members or not? We can reuse superclass members inside the child class or not? Okay, inside the child class, inside the subclass, I prepared I is equal to I plus 10. I accessed m1 method. Now tell me, when I provide I is equal to I plus 10, all of you observe carefully, when I access I is equal to I plus 10, first compiler and JVM will search for I variable in the current class. See, if it is not available here, then compiler and JVM will search for I variable in its superclasses. But how many superclasses are available? Two superclasses. In both the superclass, I variable is available. I variable is declared in both the superclasses. Everybody, understand my point here? In both the superclasses, I variable is declared. When I variable is declared in both the superclasses, when I variable is declared in both the superclasses, everybody put more concentration. When I variable is declared in both the superclasses, which superclass I variable value will come to the child class? We are accessing I variable in the child class. From which superclass that I variable value is coming to the child class? What superclass provided I variable value is coming to the child class? That's the question mark. When we call m1 method, m1 method was not defined in a child class C. M1 method was defined in what their superclasses. In both the superclasses, m1 method is available. In both the superclasses, m1 method is available. Then which superclass m1 method would be executed here? Which superclass m1 method would be executed here? Which superclass m1 method is coming to the child class? No. Again, it is a question mark. So whatever the questions here I'm asking, which superclass variables and which superclass methods are coming to the child classes? If I ask this question, no, here the answer is what there? It is an ambiguity stage. We are unable to decide from which superclass that variable and method is coming. It is a confusion state. It is an ambiguity state. So for example, if I think I variable value is coming from class A superclass, where I is equal to I plus 10, I is equal to 10 plus 10, is it 20? If you think I value is coming from the class B subclass now, where I value is 20, so I is equal to I plus 10, I is equal to 20 plus 10, is it 30? If you think M1 method is coming from class A superclass, where X implementation is available, is it X implementation? And if you think M1 method is coming from class B superclass, where Y implementation is available, is it Y implementation? It's a confusion state. From which superclass that variables and methods are coming, it's a confusion state. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? All right, sir. So because of this confusion state, see, it's a confusion state. Multiple inheritance is providing confusion. There is a possibility to get confusion through multiple inheritance. But Java is a simple programming language. It must not allow all the confusion oriented features. Java is a simple programming language. It must not allow all the confusion oriented features. Because of this particular reason, we are unable to see multiple inheritance inside like what there Java programming. Java is total against to the multiple inheritance. But we don't have any problem with the second case. But still, because of avoiding multiple inheritance, this case is also be avoided. Really, we don't have any problem with the second case. But the problem is with what their third case. Because of the third case, we avoided totally multiple inheritance. Part of avoiding multiple inheritance, the second case is also be avoided in the case of Java. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? So this is clearly the multiple inheritance. The problem with the multiple inheritance, it is a confusion state. It will provide some ambiguity situation to us. It will provide ambiguity situation to us. Because of this particular reason, we are not going to use multiple inheritance. We are not going to get multiple inheritance support in the case of Java programming. Right, sir? It's okay. Now here I want to give some clarity. Now try to understand it. In the form of document here, I want to provide the points here. Try to understand it clearly. Right. Now the point is what there. In the case of multiple inheritance, if we declare the same variable with different values, and if we declare the same method with a different implementation in both the super classes, and if we access that variable and a method in any subclass, then which is superclass variable and which is superclass method will come to the which is superclass method will come to the respective subclass, which is superclass variable and which is superclass method will come to the which is superclass variable and which is superclass method will come to the subclass is an ambiguity situation or is a confusion state. Is a confusion state. Okay, so multiple inheritance is providing confusion to the compiler, JVM and developers. But we know Java is a simple programming language. Java is a simple programming language. It must not allow the confusion oriented feature. Java must not allow the confusion oriented feature like what their multiple inheritance. Confusion oriented feature like what their multiple inheritance. This is the total analysis why multiple inheritance is not possible in the case of the Java. The points here we given clearly. All right, sir, it's okay. This diagram also is giving clarity. Multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. But still my question is what? How Java has restricted multiple inheritance part of its applications. How Java is able to avoid, how Java is able to block multiple inheritance as part of its applications. What manipulations it has done, what approaches it has followed to avoid multiple inheritance or to block multiple inheritance inside the Java applications. All right, if you think about it, I'll give some answers. Now try to understand it clearly. All of you have to carefully. Java is able to restrict the multiple inheritance. Java is able to restrict the multiple inheritance by defining extrinsic keywords in such a way that to allow only one superclass name, not to allow more than one superclass name. I think you understood my note. Please recognize the point here, what I have given there. Java is able to restrict the multiple inheritance, or Java has restricted the multiple inheritance by defining extends keyword in such a way that to allow only one superclass name, not to allow more than one superclass name. Example here I'm telling you. Now see this point here. Class A extends P, accepted. Status is like what there, valid. Status is what there, valid. Example 2. Class A extends B comma C. Class A extends B comma C. Status is what there, invalid. That's it. Class A extends B comma C. This is what there, invalid. This is like what there, invalid case here. It is not possible here. It is like what there, invalid case now. Understand it now? Along with the extends keyword, if I write only one superclass name, it's okay, valid. Along with the extends keyword, two superclass names if you write now, here we provided B, up to this is valid, no problem. But when we provide comma here, that's finished. Their compiler will raise an error directly. If you're not thinking about the next superclass, just if we provide comma, after the superclass name, if you provide comma, then definitely we are able to get what their compilation error. Got my point or not? So this is invalid. In that way, by defining extends keyword, Java has like what I'm telling there, Java has restricted this multiple inheritance. Yes, sir. All of you are following or not? Right, sir. Now the total topic is completed, but information is very clear. So only the point is what there, multiple inheritance is a confusion oriented feature. Java is a simple programming language. Java does not allow all the confusion oriented features. Because of that reason, multiple inheritance does not exist in the case of Java. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Fine, sir. Leave this point here. I think one more point I need to give there in the pointers. No, I think so. Let me check it. I forgot it. Pointer variables will provide lesser security, but Java is very good secure programming language. Pointer variables require static memory allocation. Pointer variables supported by static programming languages. Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent and security. I think so. One more point. This is another point here. Listen carefully. Then here I am adding this one. Pointer variables is a confusion oriented features. Pointer variable is a confusion oriented feature. Understand it now. Pointer variable is a confusion oriented feature, but Java is a simple programming language. But Java is a simple programming language. It does not allow. All right, the content here, it does not allow like what there pointers concept here. Right, pointer variables is a confusion oriented feature. Right, sir. Everybody understand this point clearly. Here one point I'm telling there. In a C programming language, we can use pointers. Two types of pointers here we are able to use. Single level pointer, multi-level pointer. What is a single level pointer? One pointer is referring directly data. Single level pointer. What is multi-level pointer? No. One pointer is referring another pointer. Another pointer is referring some other pointer. Some other pointer is referring some other pointer. And finally it is representing data. This is multi-level pointers. If that multi-level pointers are having one level, second level, third level is okay. We can trace it, which pointer is referring which pointer and which point is referring the data. We can trace it easily. But if we go for 7th level or 10th level of pointers, no? If we increase the levels of the pointers there, definitely we are not going to have control over the tracing of the pointers here. Which pointer is referring which pointer, that there is a problem there. Tracing problem here we are able to get. There's a bit confusion. That's why we are able to say that pointer variables is a confusion oriented feature, but Java is a simple programming language. Always Java is thinking about its simplicity. Java is a simple programming language. It must not allow all the confusion oriented features. Understand the point here what I'm telling you. That is about like what there pointers related point here I given. Now try to understand it clearly. All right, sir. Good. Yeah, already given that point here. Why don't we extend of multiple classes by defining methods and variables varying their classes respectively. Yeah, that's the point I'm telling there. Because of this third case, totally multiple inheritance is blocked in Java. Part of it, the second case is also be blocked. But really, we don't have any problem with what their second case. Really, we don't have any problem with what their second case. But because of avoiding the total multiple inheritance, the second case is also be blocked inside the Java. That's the point I given there. Why? Because once they decided to avoid one feature, the surrounding of that feature is also be avoided. Officially, we are saying that multiple inheritance is not possible in Java, but if you allow this feature inside the Java, is there any meaning for it? No. There is no meaning for it. That's why what we are going to decide. See, for example, it is not available. This is possible. If we give this kind of situation there, what we are going to give the conclusion? Is it multiple inheritance is avoided or not avoided? That we cannot say. That we cannot say there. That's why. So once they have taken the decision, they don't want to allow multiple inheritance, as they avoided totally multiple inheritance. But because of the second case, we are not getting any problem really. But due to the blocking of this total multiple inheritance, the second case is also be blocked. That's the reason why it is not possible here clearly. No, sir, got it or not? Right, sir. But the point here, what I am telling there, forget about C++. In the case of C++, we are able to achieve this multiple inheritance through the virtual functions, and this kind of concepts are available. It's okay. That's a different story. But nobody will ask that one. But maximum members will ask one more point: how Python is allowing multiple inheritance. Python is allowing multiple inheritance, but why Python is allowing multiple inheritance? Yeah, this question here we are able to get. In the case of C++, we are able to achieve the multiple inheritance through virtual functions. Inside the classes, we can write what are virtual functions. There is a concept like this. Just leave this. That is not required here. But think about the Python. In the case of Python, how multiple inheritance is going to be available? How it is possible? Right. If we come for this, I'll give some scenario. Just knowledge purpose only. If you are getting question, just we have to give answer here now. Otherwise, I'm not at all interested to talk about Python inside the Java classes. But for your knowledge purpose, I'm going to talk about it. Now let's move on to the point here. In the case of Python, how classes are going to be represented here. In the case of Python, class is going to be represented with the class keyword, class K. Now in Java, we provided curly braces now, but in the case of Python, colon, tab space, members here we can write. Members here we can write. All of you understand it clearly. For example, the members like what I'm telling there, I is equal to 10. That is a member here I've taken. Next one is, observe carefully. Class B I've taken where I is equal to 20. I is equal to 20 I've taken. Of course, in the case of Python, semicolon is optional, not mandatory. In that way, we are able to define the classes in the case of Python. Just variables I'm taking there. Methods also I can take, no, but not required methods. Just think about it. Next one is class C. I want to say class is a child class to A. I want to say class is a child class to A. How we are going to represent it? No, parenthesis A, colon. Forget my point or not? Class C, parenthesis A. What is the meaning of it? No, C is a child class for the superclass A. C is a child class for the superclass A. Sir, all of you get my point or not? Okay. Now inside this, I can access directly I is equal to I plus 10. Now tell me what is going to be happen. Class C of A, I is equal to I plus 10. First PVM. In the case of Python, PVM, Python virtual machine. In the case of Java, JVM, Java virtual machine. In the case of Python, Python virtual machine. Python PVM will search for I in the current class, not available. Then it will search for I in the superclass. What is the superclass? No, A. What is the A? No, where here A is available. Where A, in A, I value is what there? 10. I is equal to I plus 10. I is equal to I plus 10 in the sense I is equal to 10 plus 10. Then I is equal to 20 is the value here we are getting. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? For example, class D of B, if I provide this. Now here also be I provided I is equal to I plus 10, for example. Now tell me what is the calculation here internally? What calculation is going on here internally? First of all, PVM will search for I in the current class. What is the current class? D. If it is not available here, PVM will search for I variable in its super class. What is the super class there? B. B is the super class here. Am I right or not? B is what there? Super class. Now when B is a super class now, in B super class I is equal to 20 is available. I is equal to I plus 10. I is equal to 20 plus 10. That means what is the value here now? I is equal to 30. Sir, all of you are getting it or not? Now recognize my point here. Another point no. For example, class E of A comma B. What's the meaning of it now? I is equal to I plus 10 here. I'm able to provide. Right, sir. I is equal to I plus 10. Now tell me here, and moreover, in the case of Python, the comments are also not like slashes, no. But for our understanding purpose here, I'm giving to you. All right, sir. Now tell me, semicolon is not mandatory. We can use this. Now here, what we are able to provide there in the case of this job, in the case of this one, class E A comma B. How many super classes are provided for E? Two super classes. What are the two super classes? No, A and B here. Understand my point clearly. All right, sir. I is equal to I plus 10 that we provided. Now tell me, first of all, PVM will search for I variable in a current class. What is the current class? No, E is the current class. E is what their current class. Inside this E current class, if I variable is not available, then PVM will search for I variable in its super classes. PVM will search for that I variable in its super classes. How many super classes are available? Two super classes are available. In which order I provided super classes? No, A comma B. First one is the super class A. Next one is what there? B. PVM will search for I variable in the super classes in the same order in which we provided. PVM will search for I variable in the super classes in the same order in which we provided. First, PVM will search for I variable in the class A. Super class in class A, it's available or not? As available, no problem. Not available, for example, if it is not available, then only it will come to class B. There it will search for I variable. But here in class A, I variable is available or not? As available, I is equal to I plus 10. What's the value here? I is equal to I plus 10. 10 plus 10. What's the value here? We are getting there 20. For example, class F of B comma A. Here we provided. What is the order of the super classes here we provided here? B comma A. Now inside this I is equal to I plus 10 here we can write. Now here what is going to be happen there? Now tell me I is equal to I plus 10. I value is what there? First of all it will search in the current class, that is in F. I variable was not defined in F. Then immediately it will search for I variable in its super classes. More than one super class is available. In which order that the PVM will search for this I variable? In which order we provided the super classes? In the same order it will search for I variable. Now first it will go to the B class B where it will search for the I variable. I variable is available or not available? As available. Whenever it is available, pick the value and use that value here in our expression. I is equal to I plus 10. I is equal to 20 plus 10. Now here I value is what there? 30 as the value here we are getting. So if we take the order A comma B, I value will be taken from A. Okay, then we are getting some output. If we provide B comma A, I value will be taken from what there? B. Then we are able to get it now. In the first super class, if I is not available, then PVM will search for that so I variable in the next super class. In the order in which we provided the super classes, in the same order, that PVM will search for the respective variable. That's it. Now this is Python style. In Python, this algorithm they have implemented. In Python, this algorithm they have implemented for searching the members in the super classes. But Java does not implement in this way. Java style is what there? No, I don't want to allow multiple inheritance. Even I don't like this algorithm. So totally multiple inheritance is avoided, is totally blocked inside the Java by defining extends keyword. Sir, all of you are getting my point or not? Right, now that's the point here I'm telling you. See, once people are asking one more question there. What about multiple same methods in a different superclass in Python? The same point I said to you. I can assume the same situation with the methods. No, I variable I've taken here in the form of I variable I've taken. Same variable I defined in both the superclasses. How it is tracing the respective member in the superclasses? No. In the same way we can think of methods. In the same way we can think of what their methods can. That's the point here I'm telling them. Right, sir. It's okay, fine. Right, that's the point I said to you. So same, in which way variables we traced in the case of method, in the case of variables, so the same tracing is going in the case of what their methods also. We can apply the same thing for variables and as well as what their methods can. All of you get my point or not? That's okay, fine. Leave this one. All right, sir. Even that algorithm is having some name in the case of Python, ORM algorithm. In the case of Python, there is an algorithm like what there, ORM algorithm. The name of the algorithm is also like what there, ORM algorithm. Then through that ORM algorithm only, it able to trace out the respective content. Okay. Just this is awareness purpose one I'm giving to you. Now try to recognize this clearly. All right, sir. So finally, what part here we completed there clearly? Multiple inheritance, which is not possible in the case of Java. That particular topic here we completed. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? It's okay, fine. Next one is one more small topic here we are going to understand. All right, now sixth one here I'm going to provide you. Now try to recognize this. Sixth difference. All of you understand it now. What should be the sixth difference here? Listen carefully. Destructors are not possible in Java. Destructors are not possible in Java. Before that, destructors are required in C++, but destructors are not required. Destructors are not required in Java. This is the point here we have to understand. Simple point. All right, sir. Before going to understand whether the destructors are possible or not possible in a C++ in a Java, before this point, no. First of all, what is destructor and what is its responsibility? What is its purpose in the programming languages? This point here we have to understand. Clear? All of you are getting clarity on this? Now understand, all of you. Observe carefully. Tell me, what is an object-oriented programming language? Just I'm asking that. Just we understood already, no? When a programming language is an object-oriented programming language, if any programming language allows its applications to represent the data in the form of objects as per the object-oriented features. By following object-oriented features, if we represent data in the form of objects in any programming language, then that programming language is an object-oriented programming language. Means that the point what I'm telling to you, in object-oriented programming languages, it's a minimum responsibility to represent data in the form of objects. It's a minimum convention to represent data in the form of objects. Am I right or not? Okay. If you want to represent the data in the form of objects, listen carefully. If you want to represent the data in the form of objects, first we have to create objects. Without creating objects, how can we represent the data? Then first we have to create objects. After creating object, we have to keep data, we have to read data, we have to update the data, we have to delete the data. Some operations we can do with the data. Then at the end of the program, that object you must destroy. Whatever the object we created here, that objects here we have to destroy. This is going to be happen in the case of object-oriented programming languages. Come on, sir. Then what operations are minimum in the case of object-oriented programming languages? No. First one is what they're creating objects. Next one is what they're manipulating the data inside the object. Last one is what they're destroy the objects. At the starting point of the programs, we are creating object. In the middle of the program, we are doing manipulations with the data. At the end of the program, we have to destroy that objects. So mainly two operations are required: creating objects, destroying objects. These two things are required or not? In every object-oriented programming languages, creating object and destroying objects are the two operations that we have to perform if you want to represent data in the form of objects. The thing might be then some people are not following properly. Some people are just presenting inside the class that their mind is not available here. I'm understanding clearly. So getting bored? That's okay, nothing else. Object is a block of memory. That's it. Not more than that. Block of memory where data is going to be stored. That's okay. But not only you, you're following absolutely no problem. Then whatever the concepts I'm telling there, you followed almost all 70%, but 30% is doubtful. Then that we are going to clear by watching this video or by seeing this content. It's okay. I'm not talking about the entire class. Almost 30 to 40% of the people are not following. Then simply forcibly they are sitting inside the class. Occasionally, when I'm turning my face there, they are looking at my face. The remaining pages, remaining time, no, they are looking on bottom, on floor. I don't know what is going to be happening in the floor now. Simply they are looking on floor, they are looking on walls, and they are looking on tube lights and fans. No, sir, what you are observing there? Fan definitely will rotate, right? Tube light will glow, right? Chairs are available, but the problem is what? Here in front of you, I am sitting here, I am speaking something, but you are not listening that. All the static objects you are checking there inside the class now. Nothing you are going to get. See, that's why I'm telling to you. Put concentration. Theoretical. I too agree that somewhat theoretical concepts get. This foundation is required. This platform is required to understand Java effectively. Simple point. Very simple question. If you go to your village, for example, maybe your parents or maybe some other persons may ask you what you are doing at present. You may reply to them, I'm learning Java course at Durgasoft. Okay. In Java, what topic is going on? Introduction part, you are able to say. Then immediately they will ask a question to you. Already we have other programming languages. How can you differentiate Java from other programming languages? Tell me something. It's a minimum question. C++ already we are having. What is the requirement to go for Java? Tell me something about Java. What you are replying if it is a question? No. At least that is the minimum responsibility I'm telling them. Why we are coming to Java over the previous programming languages? There we have to open our mouth and we have to give some at least some answers or not. Not only other persons in our village know. If we go for any interview will ask this question. He will see your resume. In that resume you specified already C, C++, Java, total technologies list. Whatever the names you know, everything used to specify. Their interview is having the first option C, C++, Java. That's finished. Even nowadays maybe Python also. It's too much blunder. A Java developer is specifying that Python also. Of course, if you know really, we can specify that. But by knowing the name of the technology, if you specify the technology name, then what interviewer will do? Once you specify some technology name in our resume, it's the meaning of you are saying to that interviewer, I know everything about these technologies inside the resume, what I specified. So we can ask the questions from these technologies. That's the meaning what we are saying to the interviewer. So interviewer has the right to ask anything from the technologies. For example, if you say Python, interviewer is ready to ask questions on Python, but you should be in a position to answer for that questions. But once you are not in a position to answer for these questions, don't specify the technology name. Get my point here? Resume is what there? Resume is giving information about you to that interviewer. Interviewer will check that resume. He will understand something about you. Yes, sir, got it or not? But still, even that interviewer checking your resume, after that interview will ask some question to you. Tell me something about you. There you should not say that already given resume, then try to check my information. Don't say like this. In YouTube channels, YouTube videos are okay, good. They are giving this kind of videos there. But attitude, if you show your attitude there, interviewer will show his attitude. Problems are going to be happen. I'm telling there. Interviewer is definitely more than you. He's in a position to ask the questions. You are in a position to answer for that questions. He's always in commanding position. You're always in like what they're giving information to him in a convincible manner. Why? Because interviewer has to give job to you. You have to get the job. Yes, sir, got it or not? So he will ask the questions properly. We have to respond for that questions. But in front of interviewer, if we give Balakrishna dialogues, no, then Samar Simhareddy or maybe Narasimha Naidu or Veera Simhareddy or something else. If you give the dialogues, no, situation will be different. That's why what I'm telling to you, properly we have to manage that interviews. Whatever the questions that interviewer is asking, try to give the related answers. Don't to show your attitude and don't to show your overconfidence also. Not work it out. Understand it clearly. So how much answers we are providing, this is at one side. How much your behavior is appeared in front of that interviewer is also another side. behavior is also very, very important. Why? Because that interviewer will check in all the aspects. If I select this guy, whether this guy is going to be maintain the team environment or not. If he is not maintaining the team environment, then what is the use of this particular person? They will not select. So always you should be in a position to maintain the team. Team play is very, very important, not individual show. Team show is important. The people, those who are saying that I only myself, only, no other. If you say this kind of statements, no, nobody will accept it. Always we have to say that we are able to. Always, if you say like this, then it will be acceptable. Please remember this, what I'm telling you. So anyway, just information I'm passing there, but not immediately. Whenever we are getting ready for interviews, no, definitely I'll give some sessions there. Through the sessions, we are going to understand how to prepare resume, then how to prepare for interviews, what should be our behavior in front of that interviewer. Understand it? You know? Then I'll take definitely one session. Then there we are going to talk about all the points, whatever the points I'm telling you. Yes, sir, got it or not? It's okay, fine. Now let's move on to the points. All right, sir. Now understand it clearly. Can I stop here? Anyway, then 5 minutes of time is there, but I thought of it. I want to give at least some description here. But by seeing might be your situation there, even I'm thinking about it. Continuously theoretical concepts are coming. I think you are getting boring, right? Very soon. Just once if we complete these differences, no. Next onwards, programming related concepts will start. So my intention is what there. I want to provide a strong, concrete foundation. The strong foundation I want to provide to learn any technology. This foundation will help you to understand any type of technology, not only Java. So that approach I'm providing there, that plan I'm providing there, it will helps to you to understand any other technologies also. That's why this concrete foundation here I'm providing there. Few days of time it will take to understand the theoretical concepts. Once the theoretical points are completed, automatically, gradually we are going to start what their programming points now. But remember, the nature of the core Java is what there. 70% is theory, 30% is programming. Why? Because it's a fundamental course. Fundamentals we have to understand theoretically, programmatically. But the nature of the course is what there. 60 to 70% is the theory. Why? Because every topic is a new topic for you. Every topic introductions I have to provide. So definitely 70% of time I need to talk theory. 30 to 40% is what their practicals. If we come to the advanced Java, 70% is the practicals, 30% is theory. Theory is only 30%. Remaining 70% is what they're programming. Advanced Java onwards, remaining technologies. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it now. So definitely we have to understand more. But moreover, I think so these points are very, very important. In the point of interviews, I'm covering all the points now. So I think you should not get any boring. But today your situation is totally different. Okay, be active inside the classes now. I think I understood the problem here. You are not taking any breakfast before the class. Are you expecting breakfast from Durgasoft? Are you expecting breakfast from Durgasoft? Yes, sir. Right. If you want to take breakfast, I will give one more topic in Java. That should be the breakfast for you. Right, sir. Good. All right, sir. Good. That's okay. Fine. Then don't worry. Then this topic I will discuss with them tomorrow. Tomorrow we have time there. Tomorrow also we have class. On Sunday we don't have any session there. And directly Monday we'll plan for the classes. No. All right. Now this topic, remaining 3 more topics maximum, we'll finish there in the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow we are going to complete this total differences between Java and others. If time is permitted, I'll go for Java features topic. Or else maybe on Monday I'll go for like what the Java features topic. Understand, guys? One more point I'm telling to you. Still some offline people are attending in online, but my suggestion to all of you is what there. As much as possible, try to come for the offline classes. If it is possible to come for the offline classes, come to the offline classes. If it is not possible to come for the offline classes, then use what their online classes option. Still demo link is going on there. Even those are attending in offline, give first priority for offline classes there. In the worst case, in any one day if you are unable to attend the classes there, demo link is going on still, we can at least attend the class in online if it is not possible to come here. But if it is possible to come here, now try to attend the classes. Okay, right, guys? That's okay. That's all for today. Then tomorrow we'll understand the remaining parts. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in remote tomorrow.